Do I seriously have to review this film? Do I seriously have to review a film that has a lot of wasted talent, boring and uninspired writing, characters that are just extremely generic, and the animation being quite crappy, though actually better than that of Jimmy Screamer Claus's animation? Well, I basically have no choice. I'll be reviewing Abominable Christmas, which, just like the other three Christmas specials, I managed to catch in the morning hours in YTV. So, this film was directed by Chad Vandekerre, who was also involved in projects like Ed and Eddie and Being Ian, and also that god-awful piece of crap known as Ren and Stimpy Adult Party Cartoon. The writers were Michael and Samantha Shear, and it stars Ray Liotta, Ariel Winter, Nolan Gold, Matthew Lillard, Emilio Estevez, Isabella Akers, and Jane Lynch. From the very first moment I saw this TV movie, I was thinking to myself, I could really watch something better than this. I wanted to skip it, but quite frankly, I felt like I had no choice. Because you know what? As a reviewer, I pretty much have to accept the negative about this film and why you should really stay away from it as far as you can. So, let's begin. Story-wise, I could not really get hooked. I just couldn't. Everything about it was boring, bland, generic, and it just made me want to turn from the screen every single damn time. You have one plot in which the father is trying to rescue his snow kids, and the snow kids are trying to get used to human life. And then there's this whole plot about a crazy newswoman who wants to capture footage of exotic wildlife in the form of yetis. That's just crazy. Everything about the story just feels like a huge, jumbled up hodgepodge of crap. Bland crap that just doesn't really taste like anything. In fact, everything about the story is just generic, combined with piss poor writing and characters that are nothing to write home about, which I will get to later. So yeah, overall, the story is just uninspired and actually mediocre at best. And the animation, my goodness. Now, while not as horrible as Jimmy Screamer Claus's animation, it is really not up to par with the likes of DreamWorks, Pixar, and Blue Sky Studios. And before you tell me, but it's just a TV movie, come on. Just because something is meant for television doesn't mean that the animation should look half-assed. In fact, there's nothing that I could really say about the animation. It's just generic. There's nothing special. It's bland looking. The character designs have the tendency to be pretty creepy, especially with that of the humans. There's nothing worth writing home about the animation of this poor excuse of a TV movie. And speaking about the characters, they're just stock characters. Abby is simply put your stereotypical, energetic, young female protagonist. Her brother is nothing special as he's just the one who likes to pick on her. The dad is just your stereotypical Papa Wolf. Lily is just as a character. I could care less about her. Her dad is simply put the stereotypical bumbling dad. Her brother Matt is nothing but the stereotypical computer whiz who is also a slacker and doesn't seem to goddamn care. Margaret Know-How is just your stereotypical villainess who wants to hunt down the Yeti so that she can get all the fame and fortune. And the dog catcher, not much to say about them. So these characters are just bland, and they're just basically stock characters. And the voice actors who provided voices for these characters, I can't believe that they were hired to do these roles. You have actors like Ray Liotta, who voiced the Yeti Dad, Ariel Winter, who voiced Abby, Jane Lynch, who voiced Margaret, Emilio Estevez, who voiced the dad, Isabella Akers, who voiced Lily, Drake Bell, who voiced Matt, and then you have Matthew Lillard voicing the dog catcher. I have to say, even though they tried their best, given the circumstances of working with such a very piss-poor script, I just felt like they were being bored in really working there. And I have heard these people in better works. Hell, I have seen them in better works. I have seen Ariel Winter perform much better in the likes of Modern Family and Mr. Peabody and Sherman. I have seen Ray Liotta work better in other works, especially when it comes to comedy. I have seen Jane Lynch perform much better in Wreck-It Ralph and in Glee. I have seen Matthew Lillard perform much better as Shaggy in the live-action Scooby-Doo movies, and of course, the latest Scooby-Doo animated series. And I've seen Emilio Estevez work much better in The Breakfast Club. So the fact that these big-name actors managed to get some very generic characters combined with a very piss-poor script is just pitiful. So overall, wow, what a train wreck of a TV movie that I got myself into. There is nothing to write home about this TV movie at all. And just because something is a TV movie doesn't mean it really has to be that piss poor. So overall, you know what I'm going to give this film. A 0 out of 5 stars. There is nothing. It's complete bullshit. Everything about it is bullshit. Even if there are top-notch actors and actresses on this film, working on this film, I'm sure they're just there just to get a damn paycheck. Well, that was it. I really need to alleviate myself. And I think I know the film that would make me feel much better. Or better yet, the 2 films that will make me feel much better. Tune in later where I review Home Alone and Home Alone 2. Well, they'll be separate videos, but you get the drift. So until then, take care.